I'm at Teradyne Armored Vehicles here in Newmarket, Ontario. When I buy a new car, there's lots of things I have to think about. Maybe heated seats, a backup camera, different options. One I've never gotten to make, a turret. This is my maiden voyage in a Gurkha RPV made by Teradyne in Newmarket, Ontario. Teradyne makes military vehicles and law enforcement, and most of it is way above my pay grade, so they said if they told me about most of it, they'd have to kill me, which means all we can do is go out in the civilian one, and it's not bulletproof as I was told, but it's bullet resistant, which I kind of like that idea. The base is a Ford 450, so it actually handles like a big pickup truck, so it's really comfortable to drive. Just not quite sure how much space I'm taking up on the road. These tires are really wide. It was formerly a dually, now it's a, what's the opposite of a dually, a oneie? I thought it would be overwhelmingly noisy, and it's not. Like if we wanted to sing along to something, it would be probably totally doable. But don't worry, I'm not going to sing along to anything. They don't have armor against that. But outside of that, I mean, it's comfortable. I don't know if I'd want to do 3,000 miles in it, but it's got good control. It's not all over the place. You know when I think I can move over a lane? Whenever I want to. This is for boys, and I don't say that with a sexist kind of edge to it. Teradyne's been telling me they sell them in black, and they'd be dying to do another color. This one is like a khaki green. I don't know they're going to sell a lot of pink or red ones. I don't know a lot of women that are going to want to, well, I would. It would be a lot of fun. We drove it on the highway, we drove it out in the country around a lot of curvy roads. This has been a great day. For driving.ca, I'm Lorraine Sommerfeld.
It's based on a monocoque concept. The capsula is well protected, which gives fully protect to the soldiers that drive inside the vehicle. And it's not based on a commercial vehicle that added on the protections. That gives it very high mobility with a very good maneuverability, and added also a high payload of ammunitions and other equipment. The parts of the vehicle, except the monocoque, is all based on off-the-vehicle. As you can see from inside, there is a driver and commander in the front, and the soldiers that sits soldiers. Of course, our design inside can be very flexible according to the requirement of the mission and the units. Like it can be reconnaissance, like this. It can be assault. It can be also for commanders post. And
Impulse is testament to Naberezhnye Chelny's reputation as an automotive powerhouse. Named after the explorers of old, there's nowhere the company's Viking all-terrain vehicle can't go. On-road, the vehicle's 146 horses propel the 2-ton monster at a respectable 90 kilometers an hour. But what it lacks in speed on-road, it more than makes up for off-road. The Viking's jumbo wheels provide performance on a par with tracks, but without churning up the terrain below. The vehicle has been over 10 years in the making, during which time the developers managed to plan for every possible eventuality.
Although we live in a northern country, we had no idea that there are 37 different types of snow. And now we do. There are 4 or 5 types of snow that are impossible for any vehicle to drive across, including snowmobiles, and even reindeer get stuck. That is why we used ultra-low pressure tires on our vehicle, to enable it to traverse this kind of snow. We can also increase the vehicle's ground clearance from 30 to 55 centimeters. By raising the suspension, you can roll back a bit and then move forward, pushing your way through the snow and onto your destination.
The pressure of Viking's tyres can also be lowered and raised from within the cab. The lower the pressure, the larger the footprint, the more grip the vehicle has. The Viking's extremely low centre of gravity also makes it difficult to roll over on even the steepest of slopes.
Now, as much as I like getting thrown around in the back, there's no way I'm going to let our driver Nias here have all the fun.
Nias, can I have a go? Of course. Thanks. Apart from the central driving position and height, driving the Viking was like any other vehicle. Soon I felt confident enough to open her up a bit and see what she could do. As we glided effortlessly across the snow, it was easy to forget we were on a frozen river.
We're looking into making the vehicle transportable by helicopter with an external sling, so that it can be inserted or evacuated by air. So instead of driving the vehicle some 5,000 kilometers or so to its operational location, you can just bring it over with a helicopter and get to work.
12 Vikings have been assembled by hand so far. They're currently being used in St. Petersburg, the far north, and by the emergency services. The company plans to make 25 vehicles this year to perfect the manufacturing process and shift to mass production by 2015, making between 100 and 150 ATVs a year. And just like its ancestors, the Viking is no landlubber, it's also a fully amphibious vehicle.
Rescue services asked us to develop a vehicle that could pass through water that's full of debris, the kind that you have to deal with if you have to move around in an area devastated by a flood. So, we contacted some people in the shipbuilding industry and had a 4-bladed propeller with a 120% overlap designed especially for us. It is essentially a screw.
Aton Impulse is still testing and improving the Viking's design. It's also working on a 6-wheel version and custom models for the various emergency services. The founders of the company cut their teeth working for Kamaz and even include a national buggy champion. The Viking's custom composite propeller spins at 4,000 RPM, giving it a maximum speed of 15 kilometers an hour on water. The Viking's centrally mounted engine and buoyant construction make it as seaworthy as any longship. It's also the only off-road amphibious vehicle in the world that's completely road legal. Not bad for a small factory from Naberezhnye Chelny.
Just wanna be alone with you. Just wanna be alone with you. Just wanna be alone with you. The same old thing that keeps me around. And if you wanna come around, baby, it's cool. And if you wanna fuck around, baby, I do. Just wanna be alone with you. With you. again. I've seen so many of them come, want me just play pretend. All your girls, they just wanna have fun, but it's the same old thing that we all see, same old thing that keeps me keen. But I just wanna be alone with you, just wanna be alone with you. The same old thing that keeps me around.